Today's question comes right from the heart and is one I know a lot of you can relate to. Here it is. Hey Todd, I just had a breakup after a 5-year relationship and it's been hard to move on. What should I do to get out of this rut and back in the game? All right, there is going to be a lot to unpack here because there are different levels to this. There's technical stuff, there's procedural stuff, there's emotional stuff, there might be self-esteem stuff, there might be lifestyle stuff, there could be a lot. So a 5-year relationship is a pretty big commitment. You're obviously pretty close with this girl. And so obviously there was some investment there, and obviously there's gonna be some desire to get back together. Whether or not she broke up with you or you broke up with her, this is gonna be the case, probably more so if she broke up with you. But what I need you to understand are two things. Number one, if it ended, like if it really ended, it probably ended for a reason. And so while there may be negatives to that and you may be hurt by that, understand there also are positives. It did end for a reason. Second thing is I need you to accept that this relationship really is over. I need you to accept a world where this relationship is done. Because as much as you're living in the past and pining for what you had or reminiscing and longing for what you had, that's keeping you from taking positive action right now. And that's the thing you need more than anything else right now is positive action. Is it possible you will get back together with this girl? Anything's possible. But you should assume that that's not happening. You should move on with your life and create a life where, absent this girl, you are creating wonderful things for yourself. If she happens back into your life, you'll deal with that when it happens, but you need to pretend that this is completely done. And it's probably not pretending, it probably really is done. Now, psychologically, I want you to understand there's a principle called the sunk cost effect, which means basically the time, energy, effort, money, resources you've put into something make you want to keep that thing more and make it hurt more when you lose that thing. So when you've broken up with someone, you have legitimately lost a connection, you have lost someone in your life, a lot of what you're feeling is your psychology is saying, I just wasted the last 5 years of my life, and saying that it's gonna take me 5 years to build something like that with somebody else. While that may or may not be true, you cannot get it back. It's done, all right? You cannot live in what if, you cannot live in let me try for something I don't have. You have to make the best decision you can moment to moment. That's good advice for life in general, but it's especially good advice for coming out of a breakup, all right? What is the best thing I can do right now? What is the most productive thing I can do for my life, my happiness, my growth right now? Not where was I 10 years ago, where was I 5 years ago, where was I 10 minutes ago? Where am I right now and what is the right action right now? That's your mentality from here on out. I also want you to remind yourself of a couple things. Number one, in your past relationship, you brought a lot of value. You still have that value and it's available to bring to other girls. Number two, this is an opportunity to start a new relationship without any of the problems your previous one had. Hopefully from a 5-year relationship, you learned a lot of things. Hopefully you are stronger as a man, you're better in bed, you understand women better, you know how to be a better boyfriend. And you also know whatever went wrong with that last relationship and you can apply it to the next one. So this is your chance to start a new, fresh, clean relationship that doesn't have any of those latent problems built into it that your past one accumulated over time. Okay? This is a chance to start fresh with new information and do it better. This is an opportunity. And I want you to go out and start meeting girls as soon as possible. You're not going to want to. You're going to want to pine and be miserable and long for your ex. And even when you go meet other girls, you're going to be like, oh, my ex was better, and you're going to be miserable about it. I still want you to go out there and start meeting other girls. Because even if the first few girls you meet aren't absolutely ideal, there will be some things they do well that make you smile or turn you on. And there will be some things they do better than your ex. And also, it will remind you that you are a valuable man and that you can attract women and that some women like you. And that's important at this stage, especially if you are the one who was broken up with. Also, I want you to take some stock of yourself. Over the last 5 years, when you're in a relationship, did you become complacent? Did you stop working out? Did your wardrobe become a little bit behind the times? Did you stop striving to get ahead at work? I want you to think of yourself as a high-value, single, eligible bachelor again and start putting together the package that you want to present to the next amazing woman who's going to be a part of your life. And if you've gotten lazy, you need to revamp. Does your place look like the place of a high-value eligible bachelor, or does it look like a sloppy place of a guy who is kind of in a couple and kind of isn't anymore? Next, I want you to reconnect with your single self. If you have single guy friends who you like going out with, give them a call and let them know you're now available on Friday and Saturday nights. If there are hobbies you like, especially hobbies that are social, rejoin them. Go join a dance class or a sports league or go do those types of things you liked doing when you were single. Also, whatever your strategy for bringing women into your life was 5 years ago, I want you to restart that strategy. So if you did online game back then, get your online profiles going. If you did day game back then, go out there, set aside literal time in your schedule blocks in your calendar to go out and do day game. If you did night game, make sure that you are out Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights. In the long run, I don't want you just exclusively doing what you did well in the past. I'd love for you to expand and improve and go even further, but a good restart is to do what you've already had success with. One of the absolute best things you could do, which does take a little bit of character, is to do something along the lines of a 30-day challenge. What is a 30-day challenge? Well, a 30-day challenge is where you set out and you say, I'm going to do this particular thing in game every single day for 30 days. At a minimum, you're doing one approach every day for 30 days. Much better would be to do, say, for example, 3 approaches every day for 30 days, so you can build even more momentum both within the day and throughout the days. If you do something like this, it will be very transformative at any time in your life, but especially just coming off of a breakup, because not only are you getting all the individual reps and what you would gain from them, but you're building a lot of momentum. You're getting a lot of positive feedback, a lot of exposure to game in a very, very quick way that is going to make it easier every single day. Right? If you had approach anxiety, within a few days, you will not have it anymore if you're doing the 30-day challenge. And each and every day throughout the day, it's going to get easier. It'll reset a little bit the next day, but it'll be easier the second day than it was the first, easier the third day than it was the second, etc., etc., etc. And by finding out what's available to you in the market, by exposing yourself to interactions, conversation, flirtation with lots and lots of women, you're going to remind yourself of what a high value guy you are, and you're going to remind yourself that your ex is not the only girl in the world. And while you may still reminisce about her, you may still think about her, even, I'll be honest with you, for your whole life, you may look back fondly on this relationship, not because you look back and it was the best relationship ever, you had to have it, but because it was a good 5 years of your life. That may never go away. But the more amazing women you meet, the more you're going to realize that there are other amazing girls out there. In fact, there are definitely better girls out there for you than your ex. There are a lot of ways to go even further with this, and I actually think that they are great ideas. If you do have some single friends, go take a guys trip. Go to Vegas. Go to Barcelona. Go out and practice your game. Enjoy your freedom. All right? While you may have loved your relationship, it was constraining you in some ways. Now you are free. Now you can do whatever you want. Enjoy that. Enjoy the single life. A lot of guys celebrate their newly single status by taking a boot camp. I know because I teach them and they get amazing results and get huge growth and progress during that time. You don't have to do that, but it is an option. It's one of the many things you can do to get yourself out there and push yourself to that next level. But again, in a fun way, right? This should be enjoyable. Instead of this being this thing you dread, oh my God, I'm single, be like, oh my God, thank you, I'm free, I'm single, I have no constraints, I can have crazy adventures, I can have that life. And you know the ironic thing? A lot of guys, when they get out of a relationship, the first thing they want to do is rush into the next relationship, which is a huge mistake. The best way to get into a relationship, both in terms of actually getting it to happen and also making it good, is to enjoy being single, not want a relationship anymore, and then this amazing girl comes along as part of this process you've created. So that's what you're really doing, is you're creating an ecosystem. You're creating a habit, you're creating a lifestyle that is going to bring amazing women into your life and make your life more fun, more exciting. And also don't forget the other personal growth things we talked about. Get in the gym, get your wardrobe straight, get your job on point, all of these wonderful things you can do for your own value, right? This is your you time. You spend all this time wrapped up in this girl. Now you're free to work on yourself, to enjoy yourself, and to make the best life for yourself. Embrace it. So I hope you found that interesting and valuable. If you're in this situation, please apply it. Even if you didn't just break up, a lot of these steps are really good ideas and things you should implement. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Post your questions below. Let me know your thoughts. If you have breakup stories, whatever you got, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.